In this episode, NASCAR pack racing at Talladega, Vettel might race the WEC, and Andretti F1 moving forward. Welcome to episode 276 of the We Are Auto Show. What's up, Dick?
Mr. Michael Rao, this upcoming weekend, I believe it will be the day after this is posted, will be the iRacing Petite Le Mans.
Are you competing?
The Little Le Mans on iRacing. I am. I'm going to be running an LMP2 car.
What?
Whoa, interesting. Yes.
You're running a P2.
I'm running a P2, which will mean that we'll be in a split where and splits are like how they dictate the skill ranking and group everybody up. But we'll be in a split where we have all three classes. We have GTP, GT, and LMP2. They don't run LMP3 in iRacing, not in IMSA. It's going away in IMSA soon, in the real life IMSA, I should say. But it will be very traffic heavy.
I'm sure it will.
In the practices that I have done, it has been utter chaos. It is rare to finish a lap without seeing someone off, in the wall, spinning out, off track. It's chaos.
Sounds like fun.
It's going to be a doozy to see if we can do 10 hours and not crash.
I don't give you very high hopes.
I don't have high hopes either.
I'm a little worried.
I'm not so worried for me. I'm worried that other people around me will run into me, and what can you do?
Or you may have a GT car not holding their line. You're going around them expecting them to be on the inside, and they think they're being nice, so they move to the outside while you're going to the outside. Yes.
One bit of good news is that the skill rating of the other classes should be very high in the race that we're going to be in. So they should, in theory, know to hold their line, and they should take the racing line, and they should know what to do. But in the practices that I've done, it hasn't been like that. So we'll figure it out.
Good luck.
Yeah, it's going to be a doozy.
Sounds like it. So let's get into some real racing. Starting with NASCAR, there wasn't really much racing that happened this past weekend.
Nope.
NASCAR was continuing the playoff run at Talladega.
Talladega, baby.
Yeah, brother.
Which means restrictor plate drafting in NASCAR. In these new cars that they run, they're basically stuck to the ground very, very well, which means you can bump a lot. But as if you watch the replay, it's a bit sketch to bump in the corners. You can bump in the straights, and it seems to be okay. The corners is where things get a little hairy. Yeah,
from the replay that I watched, those cars look so unsettled when they're bumping in the corners.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. I will say they are much more settled in general than the old generation car. The old gen car was like properly sliding through the corners. These are actually settled and like planted, which does make for some good pack racing. And when you do get a pack, you are fast.
Yeah.
If you watch a couple of replays and you see like a two-car tandem or a solo car, they are like 10 miles an hour difference from the pack. It is a big difference in speed. So if you do lose the pack, you're in trouble. There was one driver, specifically Denny Hamlin, who's at the top of the shot, that had, I can't remember why he got a penalty, but he went a lap down, had a penalty, and made one hell of a drive back.
Really?
With getting a lucky dog, getting his lap back, and driving back, I think, all the way to the top 5?
Dang. Yeah, he did finish P4.
Yeah. So that is very impressive for him. This was a playoff situation, so there was 12 guys currently in the playoffs, I think, right?
But I will tell you.
I believe
yes,
so.
12.
And we're coming up to next weekend's race. Will be one of the elimination races where 4 of those guys get eliminated.
Yep, they'll be down to 8.
Right, so this set the stage for that race. Overall, this race was entertaining to watch. I will say just go watch the last 2 to 3 laps, because that's really what you need to see in these kind of NASCAR pack races.
Big crash at the end, just mass pandemonium, cars everywhere. Jeez Louise.
That's how these finishes always go at Talladega. It's chaos at the end. Everyone trying to get one little spot here and there. But the winner was
Mr. Ryan Blaney.
And Ryan Blaney made one hell of a move on the back straight on the final lap to go from the top line to the bottom line and get pushed all the way to the win. And it was a brilliant, smart, crafty move.
Yeah, that reminds me of in F1 when Carlos Sainz won. It was go slower to go faster for a moment.
Yep.
Yeah.
It was very smart by him to do. He was one of the playoff drivers, which means that he is automatically in to the next round. If you get the win, you're automatically in. So that means him and William Byron are automatically in to the next round. Good for them. Now, Denny Hamlin, Christopher Bell, Chris Buescher, Martin Truex, Kyle Larson, and Brad Keselowski are all mathematically in at the moment, but we still have another race to go. And the ones who are on the bubble are about to be kicked out if they don't do well. Kyle Busch, Ross Chastain, Bubba Wallace, and Tyler Reddick.
Yeah.
So if you're one of those guys, you got to do well.
Yeah, you're starting to sweat at this point if you're one of those guys.
I think it's the Roval. I think it's the Charlotte Roval next. So hopefully you're good at road course racing these absolute elephants around a road course.
Actually, yeah, scroll up. On the right, it tells us Charlotte Motor Speedway Road Course. Yes.
Yep.
That's this Sunday.
Perfect. Will be entertaining. Man, these cars don't do well on road courses, though. They are boats.
It is going to be hilarious.
That's what it always is.
Yep. Can't wait to see that. Real quick, your podium for NASCAR Talladega. Ryan Blaney, Kevin Harvick, and William Byron.
Yes, indeed.
So
that was NASCAR.
Exciting NASCAR.
Let's move over to F1, ?
F1/WEC? Yes.
Interesting. So news has come out that Mr. Sebastian Vettel is trying to take on the WEC in a Porsche Hypercar.
Yeah. So rumors have it that one Sebastian Vettel, who has won the hearts and minds of a lot of fans in Formula One, is kind of itching to get back in the car. And it seems like he's maybe being considered to run the Porsche 963 Hypercar with Hertz Team Jota.
Okay.
That gold liveried car, which I think looks really good.
Oh, yeah. It does look good. Can you see... Normally, the F1 graveyard, as we like to call it, is IndyCar.
Yeah.
This is a bit of a different direction for an ex-F1 driver.
Is it a graveyard or not?
What?
Or is it a second coming?
You mean the WEC?
Yeah.
I think this is a better spot for him than IndyCar would be.
Yeah.
I like this.
I do too. And you know who his potential teammates may be, as they're rumored? This is rumor, so. He may be driving with one Robert Kubica.
Okay.
Former F1 driver.
Right.
As well as one Jenson Button.
Really?
So an almost all F1 driver lineup for Hertz Team Jota.
Right, and Jensen raced the NASCAR at Le Mans recently.
Uh-huh.
Okay. So he has some Le Mans experience.
And Jensen was quoted in the news saying that he does want to race still.
Would this be another car from the Jota team? Or would this replace the current driver lineup that they have?
So they're going to run a second Porsche 963.
This would be a new car. Okay. So we'll have like 47 Porsches now on the grid at Le Mans.
Make it 48.
Great. Okay.
But the gold one just looks so good.
Yeah, I don't think both of them would be gold, but I like this. I think this is a good idea for them if they can pull it off. I know financially it's not going to be cheap. No WEC Hypercar is, but...
Well, no WEC Hypercar is, and also no former F1 driver is either.
True.
Because you got to think the payroll. They're not going to be paying Sebastian Vettel the same they would pay a young up and coming rookie.
No, but I'm sure Sebastian does want back in the car.
Mm-hmm. How can you not?
Certainly. He was at the Japanese Grand Prix, I think, doing something in F1 with like bees or something like that. I was a little confused about that. Did you see that?
Yeah, he's trying to save the world and all that jazz.
Let him do what he does. Regardless, I would love to see him at Le Mans. That'd be awesome.
I'd love to see Sebastian Vettel as well as Jenson Button together at Le Mans with Robert Kubica. I mean, that'd be cool.
That's a good lineup.
With the cool looking car too. This is the Tom Brady sponsored car too.
Mm-hmm. Do you think that this is a car that could legitimately have a shot to win this race though?
With that driver lineup, possibly.
Yeah, I wouldn't say yes, but I wouldn't say no.
That's why I say possibly.
I'm like in that middle ground of like,
the stars would have to align for them.
Yeah.
They would need to have some issues with other teams happen for them to take the overall win. But I think they could have a strong showing.
Yeah, not the favorite, but would have a strong showing.
Yeah.
It's neat. I hope to see it happen.
Yeah, so that's some cool news for this whole Sebastian Vettel guy.
That's neat. Hopefully more F1 drivers do that transition, because I'd like to see more F1 drivers go not so much into Indy, but more into like the road course GT style stuff or the prototype stuff.
Totally agree.
Yeah, I think that'd be a better suit for them. So that's neat. Now, speaking of F1 drama, we have some more to talk about, which is that the FIA approved Andretti Formula One Racing's F1 application.
It's happening!
Whoa.
I am so stoked for this.
So, that is one more step forward in Michael Andretti getting a team in F1.
Now, he still needs the approval and official negotiations with FOM, the Formula One Management Company, which is mostly media. But from my understanding, the FIA and the FOM are very tight together.
Buddy.
So my understanding is that if he gets FIA approval, then chances are he's probably going to get FOM approval as well.
Yeah, I think this is the three-quarters of the way through the front door.
Yeah.
You're basically in at this point, which is good. Really good to see, which means we probably will have, likely not next year, but the year after, or is it 2026, I think is what they're trying to shoot for, an American F1 team.
Using a Cadillac.
Oh, that's right.
Holy
moly.
So since when has Cadillac become the pinnacle of all motorsport? It's gone from retired old ladies in Florida to the pinnacle of motorsport, running the most high-class, top-edge hypercars in WEC and Formula One race cars. Oh, my God, what is happening?
The world is upside down.
I'm stoked for this.
This is super exciting.
I like this a lot.
We're going to be Andretti F1 fans.
Die hard.
Yep.
I'm going to paint my face, everything.
Oh, why not? It's super exciting to see.
Yes.
That's awesome.
I'm very excited for this. I really think that he's pretty much there.
We know it took a lot of money, a lot of like annoyance and haggling and talks and stuff. Do you remember how much they paid for the entry? Wasn't it like
hundreds of millions?
Yeah, was it $100 million just to get like the application?
It was like 220 or something like that.
It was insane, that money that they spent. But that's nothing compared to what they're going to have to spend to build the team and race.
Yes, that is a small percentage of what the total cost is.
But it is an F1 team, and that will bring it to 22 cars on the grid, right?
Mm-hmm.
And they're trying to get another team in, I think.
I believe this is the only other team as of now.
Oh no, Audi wants to do their thing, right?
But they're just going to supply the power plants, right?
So it's not a new team.
Yeah. That's just who's making the car.
Okay. So that'll be 22 cars on the grid, which would be cool. I wonder if they'll change the point allocations for that. I don't know. But we'll see.
Oh, boy.
Gonna be cool.
It's going to be so cool.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Andretti's moving forward.
Andretti's doing it. That's big.
It is. So, a little quick note here. Upcoming races this weekend. We've got NASCAR playoffs at the Charlotte Roval. That'll be happening. F1 is back again. They're at Qatar.
Back to the Middle East.
Yes, some oil money. Then, you have a race that I am eagerly anticipating that most people probably aren't super aware of. The Intercontinental GT 8 Hours of Indianapolis this weekend.
Yes.
There's an 8-hour endurance race this weekend.
An SRO event put on by SRO that is at Indianapolis for 8 hours of GT endurance racing.
And if you're not like in the deep nose of like where SRO is racing, I haven't seen anyone posting anything about this anywhere online.
You won't. They will stream it live on YouTube if you go to the SRO YouTube channel page, which is cool. But yeah, they SRO is always and still currently has a problem, at least in the Americas, in the U.S., of like getting eyeballs to watch their stuff.
It's going to be a brilliant race to watch.
Great tracks, great cars, great drivers, competitive stuff. they just don't do the media thing as well as IMSA and NASCAR and IndyCar and all those kind of series.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Once again, still no IMSA until the following weekend. That's Petit. And then no WEC until the 4th of November.
Right.
So we got NASCAR, F1, and Indy. Well,
Sweet.
Indianapolis, I should say, not IndyCar.
Yeah. Indianapolis.
I should be more specific.
SRO.
So yeah, that's all I got. You got anything else?
I do not.
It's going to wrap us up for episode 276. If you're watching and listening, if you're watching on YouTube, thank you. Please subscribe to the channel, leave a thumbs up, and drop a comment. Let us know. What do you think about Andretti getting further and further and further in the F1 process? I would be curious to know your thoughts. And if you're listening on audio only, send us those thoughts via social. Facebook is We Are Auto. Instagram is WeAreAuto_. YouTube is We Are Auto. And our website is weareauto.io. So, thanks again. Catch you guys in the next one.
Peace.